Hey everybody, Desert Guardian here, and today I had the opportunity to stop by Bold Canyon Outdoors and pick up 5 of the brand new 2018 models from Columbia Rive Knife Tool. So I figured I'd show them off to you. So I have these beautiful green boxes of the 2018 models, so let's take a look. Let's start with the big one, right? Let's set these guys over here. All right, so in this box is the 2018 Friar Tactical Axe. Pull it out, set the box aside here. So this is the Freyr. So this is like a Norse heritage tactical axe. It's designed by a gentleman named Elmer Rausch out of Brasstown, North Carolina. So, you know, like I said, it's got a very Norse, very Viking feel to it. It's got the long beard on the blade. So this came from Elmer Rausch. He's a veteran and a knife designer, like I said, out of North Carolina, and came up with the Friar Tactical Axe. So let's pull off the rubber guard here. Why not, right? So it's got a 1055 carbon steel blade. It's about an inch thick, a little over an inch thick here. The blade on it is close to, I want to say 4.5 inches here. And it is, like I said, it's a carbon steel blade, and it does have a magnesium phosphate coating on it. So it's got a nice thick black coating on it that's designed to take some abuse. Gorgeous 16-inch Tennessee hickory handle. So this, you know, is another tribute to, you know, something like Norse technology. You know, having a nice hickory handle, a beautiful axe head on there, just makes for a gorgeous tactical axe. You know, you can go anywhere. There's so many tomahawks out there, so many hatchets. You can go to any knife store, jump online. You can find them in a million different shapes and sizes, but I really like this one. I mean, I'm just a big dumb Viking, so I really like the Viking look to this one. So that's it. That's a 2018 Freyr, designed by Elmer Rausch, Brasstown, North Carolina, from Columbia Rive Knife Tool. So let's set this one aside and see what else we've got. So got 4 boxes here. The next one I want to show you is called the Radek. So this one is an assisted opening knife. This one is designed by Ken Steigerwalt in Orangeville, Pennsylvania. And I love how Columbia Rive Knife Tool is really highlighting the designers of the knives this year. So they you know, these guys put a lot of work into it. They come up with a beautiful design, and you know, it's nice to get credit for what they do. So let's pull this guy out. Like I said, this is called the Radec, R-A-D-I-C. So it's got nice G10 handles, pocket clip. It's got a thumb stud on it, and it is an assisted opening knife. So it does have a bit of a spring load to it, which is nice. Satin finish with a plain edge. You know, there's a lot of serrated and partially serrated knives out there, but you know, I'm a plain edge fan myself. It's got the nice little rounded beveled G10 handles there, very pretty. And it does have a full metal liner all the way through. And it is a liner lock knife, so you've got your lock right here. And like I said, it does have that spring assist to it, so, you know, got a little spring. But real easy to open, feels great in your hand. It's got like a 3.3 inch blade on it with 7.5 overall length, so it's got a good size to it, not overly huge, not tiny, fits well in your hand. So that's the 2018 Radec, designed by Ken Steigerwalt, Orangeville, Pennsylvania, from Columbia Rive Knife Tool. So let's set this one aside here. Next up, I have a really cool one. This one's called the Raikiri. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, but the Raikiri was designed by a gentleman named Du Hara, and he is from Seki, Japan. Now, I don't know if you know much about Seki, Japan, but sword and knife makers out of Seki, Japan have been doing it for hundreds of years, if not thousands, millions of years. They are expert knife makers. They design beautiful styles, and the Raikiri is no different. So it is a flipper, just like the other one, or just like the, actually I haven't gotten to the other 2 flippers. This is a thumb stud spring assist. This is a flipper. So flipper's going to have the little flipper tab right up here. Opens that simple. The flipper tab flips over and actually makes a little shield for your finger there. So this is the Raikiri. It's a plain edge also, and man, I hope you can see this with the light reflection, but this blade is gorgeous. It's got a slight saber grind to it, and even though the blade looks straight at first glance, it actually has a slight curve to it. Just a nice, beautiful design. The handles on it are a cast aluminum, so they're very durable, but it's a very light knife. So it's a nice everyday carry knife. It's not, you know, it's a little bit bigger. This one's almost 9 inches overall length with a 3 3/4, almost 4-inch blade on it. So, you know, it's bigger. It's bigger than the last one we looked at, the Radec, but it's lightweight. It's comfortable, and liner lock on it. Real easy to open with the flipper. Now, there is one other thing that you're probably noticing on that, and that is this little lever right here. So Columbia River has come out with something called field strip technology. I don't know if you've seen the commercial. They've got a commercial out where a guy's got a knife similar to this, and he's out hiking in the woods, and he drops it in the mud, and mud just gets caked in it, and I mean, it just looks terrible. And, you know, instead of, you know, just blowing it out, you know, everybody likes to just blow through here and blow the dust out like you're blowing out an old video game cartridge, or folding it up and ruining the edge or grinding into the bearings. You know, it's a tough spot. So if that happens, that's where this field strip technology comes in. So it's got this little lever on it. This guy flips up here, and then it's got a little geared system in the back. Unscrew that, and it comes apart. So you've got your scales, you've got your blade, you got your bushing there, this bolt here. I mean, it comes apart nicely. So you can clean it, you can lube it, you can take care of it. That's the field strip technology. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, it might not be for everybody, but man, I think it's a really innovative design. It's available on several of their 2018 models. I've only got 5 to show off today, but this is the one I've got with field strip technology, the Reich Erie. I think it's really neat. You know, it's innovative. It allows people to get into their knives, take a look at it, clean them up, lube them up, do whatever they need to do, without having to bust out the tiny little Torx bits like I do when I'm changing scales on a knife or something like that. So it's easy to take apart. I've never taken one apart, so this is my first time. We'll put it back together here, so you can see how the blade moves on it. Just slides in that groove, and then you got your lock right here. So I'm going to put it back together the opposite way I just took it apart. So this threaded goes on here. This hole goes on the stud. That's sticking through. And we'll just pop that in there. And oh, wait, so you can see it sits kind of open at an angle. So we don't want to shut that yet. Got our little geared screw right here. Make sure that's down. Make sure we got it all lined up here. I feel like it's still sitting a little bit loose. So you want to make sure. Oh, yeah, there we go. So that flips back down. You can make sure this is tightened all the way, and you're back together. You see? So that's the field strip technology. And this has got a little indexing bump in there too. So it's not just going to come flying open on you. Your knife's not going to fall apart on you. It's a lot of technology, a lot of thought went into this. And just makes it real easy maintenance. You know, some people will get this, they'll never do anything with it. They'll never take it apart. They love it because it's got a gorgeous blade on it. It's got an awesome set of aluminum handles. So they may never have a need to use the field strip technology. A lot of guys, myself included, guilty, carry a knife every day like it's man jewelry. I've got knives that I've never really dropped in the dirt because, you know, I try to take care of them, and, you know, so in that regard, I'd never be taking it apart other than just to take it apart and show it off. But yeah, that's the field strip technology on the 2018 Columbia River Knife and Tool Raikiri, designed by Duhara in Seki, Japan. So, yep, there you go. There's on all of these knives, if you can see it with the reflection, it's got the name of the knife and the designer right on it. So it's a nice little tribute to these guys who work so hard to bring us these awesome blades. All right, next up, I've got the Maven and the Quatro, and I saved these two for last because they're designed by the same guy. These are both designed by Richard Rogers in Magdalena, New Mexico. This one is the Maven. So this one is got a 3.7-inch blade on it. Overall length is almost 8 inches, and we'll take that out and show it to you. So this one's another flipper. It's got G10 handles on it. Nice little satin finish. I mean, you can already see the satin finish on the blade and the flipper. Belt clip here. It's got a really nice angle to this grip. I mean, I can feel that in my hand. It already feels wonderful. So flip that guy open. It is a plain edge. satin finish. It does have a full liner all the way around. Got your pocket clip here, and it is a liner lock. So, like I said, it's got G10 handles. You know, nice finish on it. Boy, that feels really good in my hand. I actually like that one a lot. So that is the Maven, and this one's designed by Richard Rogers in Magdalena, New Mexico. So you've got your tribute mark, Rogers design Maven right there, which is really cool. Like I said, these designers work hard. They come out with the cool, innovative designs. We got to give them some credit. So that's the Maven. The next one in the 2018 lineup from Columbia Rive Knife Tool. And we'll take a look at the next one, which is called the Quatro, which is spelled Cuatro. This is another one designed by Richard Rogers out of New Mexico. And this one is similar but different to the Mavens. I'm going to pop this one out here. So this one also has G10 handles. It doesn't have the angle on the grip. It's actually a slimmer design. And one of the reasons is it doesn't have that full liner all the way around. So this one has a liner lock, but it's just that tab on the inside of the G10 handles. It is a flipper. Wow. Hold on. I'm going to do that again because that felt really good. That is an amazing feeling flipper right there. It's got the plain edge, the satin finish on it. Matches the belt clip here. Now, one thing I should tell you is these do have the IKBS ball bearing pivot system in it. So these have bearings in them. So this isn't a bushing. This isn't some, you know, cheap pivot on it. It actually has ball bearings in it. And the guy who designed it, Richard Rogers, he lives and runs a working cattle ranch. So he builds these knives to be ultra reliable, something that you can kick around and beat on and be an everyday carry. Simple, effective, and tough. That's kind of his motto, Richard Rogers. So that is the Maven, or I'm sorry, that is the Quatro. The Maven is the little bit bigger one. So here, let's pull them all out. So there's the Quatro. The Maven. The Raikiri. And the Radek. All 2018 new models from Columbia Rive Knife Tool. And of course, we can't forget the Freyr. Might be Freyr, I'm not sure. It's Freyr. So Freyr, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong one of those ways. But here it is. This is 5 of the brand new 2018 models from Columbia Rive Knife Tool. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at them. I know I enjoyed putting my hands on them. Unfortunately, I got to give these things back. I got to get my fingerprints off them, give them back, because I don't own these. These belong to Bold Canyon Outdoors. You can check these out for sale right now at www.boldcanyonoutdoors.com, all one word. Look at the links below. I'm going to put links to these guys so you can check them out. They're inexpensive. They're high quality. They have a killer warranty from Columbia Rive Knife Tool. And honestly, they're fantastic little knives. I recommend taking a look at them. So like I said, I'm going to put links below so you can check those out. So do me a favor. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them below. Fire off some questions. I'll have these guys for another day or two. So if you wanted to see some detail or you had a question about it, hey, let me know. Feel free to let me know anything you want to see in the comments for that matter. But right with those comments, like I said, I'll put links to these knives in them. And hey, hit that subscribe button. That's really important, man. I like having the subscribers. I'm going to bring out kind of new and fresh and interesting stuff, hopefully once or twice a week. So I just want to thank Bold Canyon Outdoors for letting me put my hands on these brand new 2018 models from Columbia Rive Knife Tool. Yeah, questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. That's it for now. Desert Guardian, out.